I'm down at the Huntsman World Senior Games in St. George, Utah. This last week I participated in the track and field events. I'm going to share those with you in just a minute. But first I want to talk a little bit about track and field, and I'm going to actually go over all those different events that the sport offers and rank them in my favorite order from least favorite to most favorite. So when I was in high school, I did participate in track and field briefly for about 2 to 3 weeks as a high jumper. Our team was short jumpers, and so the coach asked some basketball players to try it out. Didn't do very good, only lasted a little bit. Horrible technique. Also, I didn't really know what to expect at a track meet. I didn't realize it's like a long event and you got to be prepared, make yourself comfortable for it. So it kind of turned me off to it at the time. But since then, track and field has been one of my favorite sports to watch, whether it's on the collegiate level or, world championships or Olympics, whatever, but it's just so many different events. It's so exciting. So it's one of my favorite things. So let's rank my top 10 favorites categories of track and field events. Number 10 is marathon. I've run 5 marathons in my life and been there, done that. I think I'm good with it. I have total respect for those endurance athletes that do this sport, but it just takes so much time, so much volume to train properly, and it's not really compatible with some of my other fitness goals. And so that's why I list it number 10. Number 9 is hurdles. There's obviously different distances, 60 meters, 100, 110, 400. Number 8 would be middle distance. That would be 800 meters, 1,500 meters, 3,000 meters. That's not a super long race, but also certainly not a sprint. So that's when you got to have a lot of reserve in the tank for. Number 7 is the steeplechase. This is a weird one. 3,000 meter race, jumping over barriers and into little ponds of water along the way. It's almost like someone came up with a way to try and sabotage this event, but it's very interesting to watch, but it's not a super common one. Number 6 would be the throwing events, things like discus, javelin, hammer, shot put. These athletes got a lot of good upper body strength. I'm always impressed with what they're able to do, and for their form and technique, it's something I'm not very good at. Number 5 is a fan favorite, and that's sprinting. Again, you've got different distances here, 60, 100, 200, and 400 meters. Number 4 would be the jumping events. That would include high jump, long jump, triple jump, and pole vault. Pole vault being the black sheep of the family there. That's kind of an extreme one. I've got fears of 3 things in life: heights, snakes, and doing pole vault. I can't even imagine trying to attempt it. It seems like it'd be something more for the X Games than in a track and field event. Number 3 would be long distance events like 5K and 10K races. I can relate to those a little bit more. They're easier, not super crazy long endurance, but also not a sprint. So it's kind of a middle range that I enjoy participating in. My second favorite is one I've never participated in, and that is the decathlon or heptathlon, where you've got these 7 to 10 different track and field events. I love this though because it shows someone's true athleticism, how well they can perform over a variety of different activities. So just for the variety it includes, you have to be so well-rounded. It really is a good way to gauge how good of an athlete someone is when they're doing longer distances, shorter distances, power movements, all those sort of things. So decathlon, I wish that's something I would have tried earlier and gotten into, and I wish they did something for old people now for that, but again, the disadvantages, you've got pole vault as part of that. And my number 1 favorite track and field event to watch would be the relays, particularly 4x400. Down at the Huntsman Senior Games, they actually offer all of these except for steeplechase, pole vault, and decathlon. So there's quite a few different things in track and field that you can participate in. And this year I did 3 of them. The first one was standing long jump, kind of a broad jump. I've done the running long jump before off the one leg before, but it just kills my knees with 2 weeks of basketball, and it's just too dangerous with my back condition at this point to try that or triple jump. So I'm sticking for the old man version of the standing long jump. Did this again this year. It was getting a little bit better at it. One thing I learned though, it would make a big difference if I had some cleats with spikes in them or some better traction and grip there instead of just using my regular running shoes for all these events. So maybe next year I'll try that and see if I can improve my distance a little bit. But I did end up getting a bronze in my age bracket, so I can't complain. The next event was javelin. I've done this a couple times in the past. Really struggled with it this year. Horrible form. I filmed these other competitors, but for some reason when I went to film myself, when you hit the record button twice, it actually pauses it. So you just get some clips of some of the other people. I ended up getting 4th in my age division. Didn't do that great. Something I could improve on certainly if I practice it more than once a year when I show up to this event. So if I were serious about it, I'm sure I could get some improved technique and some further distance on this. My third and final event I participated in was the high jump. Again, this is one I haven't done for a very long time. I did it last year for the first time in like 30 some odd years and was able to medal. This year, you can tell from looking at the participants, some of them are a lot smoother. Some jumped in high school and college. Some of us are just winging it, you can tell. Anyway, one of the guys before me pulled a hammy, and then when it was my turn, I hurt myself bad. I thought it was my back at first, but it ended up being hip flexors / groin area, just really bad pain. And I could not even walk after later in the day, so I was really concerned. So I ended up getting 2 bronze and a 4th place ribbon, which isn't so bad, but I was really concerned that I had injured myself. I had a full week of 3-on-3 basketball coming up, followed by the next week of 5-on-5 tournament. So really stressed out because in the night I was limping so bad, in so much pain. I even got up in the middle of the night on my hands and knees and crawled to the bathroom. It was so bad at one point. So I'll leave you at that point and let you know on part 2, we'll show you basketball and talk a little bit about my recovery, how that went, and how basketball went for week 2 of the senior games.